What's up, guys? I'm Jay Randall. Welcome back to the channel. Today, guys, I'm going to be reacting to another video. The channel's name is Curious Mike, and on this particular video, he is interviewing Brittany Renner and some other chick. I think her name is Denise Garcia. Don't know who she is, but we all know who Brittany Renner is. Now, I seen a little clip of this podcast, and so I wanted to react to it because I thought it was like the perfect example of a 304 regretting her decisions. A lot of these chicks, they go out there, they live the wild life. Of course, we know the life Brittany Renner has lived. And, it's all fun and games while they're young and in their early 20s. But then they get to that age where it's time to settle down. They want somebody to take them seriously. And they're finding out that's a very difficult thing to do when you have the reputation that they've amassed over the years. So, without further ado, let's get into this podcast and let's hear what Brittany Renner has to say. Let's get into it, guys.
I don't know how I even was able to navigate that, but I learned a lot.
Yeah, I feel like you have handled it well. Like, it hasn't taken away, like, since I've known you, it hasn't taken away like your joy of life. You still like to have fun. You're still Denise. It hasn't like beat you up too much. So
thank you.
In this world, like, it's good to have thick skin. Your situation's a little different because you met PJ like later on, correct? Or how long have you known him? What was that like?
Yeah, I met him, I think we had started kind of like talking in 2019. So kind of like right before he had got drafted, But let's reverse 1 second, because before we go on to that, because that's just whatever. You have made comments.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're asking us about how do we feel being on the other side of it. My question to you is, you have made comments saying that you would never wife someone who has a child with someone in the league. So my question to you is, like, what inspired you to feel that way? And what connotation do you have about women who have a child with a basketball player?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I have a pretty good idea of what he's going to say, but I'm going to let him give his answer first.
We'd love to hear the answer.
What is my connotation? I don't have a negative connotation to it. I think that...
That's BS, bro. I'm sorry, I know I'm pausing it, but I could tell he's trying his best not to step on their toes, because both of them are probably baby mamas from basketball. Well, I know she is. Bro, the other chick probably is too. Bro, I already know he's trying not to step on toes, but let's see what he has to say.
My right-hand man, Nicodemus, you've met little Nick, I think, or you know about little Nicodemus, the little baby I'm always with, and him and his wife just separated, and Nicodemus has spoken just on the difficulties it brings once you have a child to then like move on. Like, it takes a very understanding person to want to take on that role, take on that, and it can get really messy, like when you're going into life with a woman who has a child and now you're having to navigate, like, how close are you going to get with the child? How does the baby daddy feel about you getting close to the child? So I don't have a negative connotation. I feel like for me, because I don't have any kids, it's something that I've always thought I would steer away from. But I truly feel like as I've gotten older, I've realized, like, once you meet someone and you're really down for them, then everything that comes along with them, you can decide if you want to take that on or not. I don't have a negative connotation like, oh, that person has a child, so they're untouchable, and that's like a negative thing. I just feel like you have to weigh it out. You have to, because it does, it comes with a lot if you're willing to take that.
Bro, this nigga is trying so hard not to say how he really feels. Bro, this dude does not want to date a woman with children, bro. It's baggage. It's stressful. Like, it's already a lot to deal with a girl who doesn't have kids. A lot you have to consider and take into account. Then, bro, adding in the complications of a child. And he's right. How close do I get to the child? Is the father comfortable with that? Do I have to deal with him? What's his temperament like? What's his relationship with the mom like? Is it horrible? Are they always fighting? Or maybe, because that's a bad dynamic, but also, are they still kind of feeling each other? Are they still have like emotions for each other? That's a horrible dynamic. And you never freaking know. Does he hate you? Is he going to start problems for you? At any point, this chick can take her kids and leave, and you've just developed a bond with this chick. You just invested years of your life into this chick and into this child. It's just bro. It's a lose-lose situation. There's no gain, there's no benefit in that. It's only additional burden, additional risk, additional complications. There is no upside to dating a woman with a kid. There's no upside, especially as a single man. We can talk about it as a guy who has kids already. There's a conversation to be had there, depending on the dynamic, depending on the caliber of woman. But in most cases, it's a L across the board, especially if you're a guy with money, and especially if the other guy is an NBA player. Bro, good Lord. Let's keep going with this.
I don't view it negatively. The comments I said about what comments are you specifically talking about?
I think you're talking about when he said that he wouldn't wife somebody that was already
Oh,
dealing
that
with an athlete.
had talked to an athlete.
Yeah.
I feel like if you dated like publicly, like a player, it would be hard just because of, I don't know. I just feel like it'd be hard. What do y'all think about that? Do you think that? I'm curious on y'all's thoughts because to me, like I said in the comments, like it would be tough dating someone's old girl and they just like, always have that like over you. Like I don't know.
It's tough.
Exactly, bro, because it's like, it's okay. No guy wants his girl to be known like that. This is what a lot of women don't understand. Women are chasing fame, they're chasing status, they're chasing notoriety. For men, this is a really bad thing. We want our girl to be exclusive to us. We don't want our girl's reputation to be out there like that. When you date a high profile chick, like these chicks who like to date these ball players and athletes, everybody knows your girl's past. Everybody. You know, some dudes, which I don't agree with doing, but some dudes will wife up a girl who has a past, but the whole world doesn't know this chick has a past. You can kind of fly under the radar. You can't fly under the radar with a chick like Brittany Renner or maybe this chick who's dated a ball player. You know, because as soon as she gets notoriety by dating one ball player, and let's say they break up, now everybody's following her dating patterns. Oh, she used to be dating that guy. Now she's dating this guy. And then she's dating this guy. And everybody is tracking her dating history and it's out there public. Everybody knows all the dudes she smashed. It is just a mind F knowing, oh, shoot, he passed her on to him. He passed her on to him. Okay, then she dated that guy for a while. Then he passed her on here. And now it's my turn. I'm getting all these guys pass me downs. And then if she comes with a kid on top of that, bro, you're getting dude pass me downs and his baggage. It's a L. There's no win in that. It's embarrassing. So, yes, but of course he's not going to say it like that. You know, he's trying to not step on toes. But let's keep going.
Like, I feel like
I could be tripping though. It could be like an ego thing or like a
Insecurity thing.
I don't
No,
know. It could
it's not
be.
insecurity.
I don't know. I'm not saying I'm right. That's just how I've always felt. But I'm
Peep the shaming tactics, guys. Kevin Samuels, he warned us, peep the shaming tactics.
I'm open to change. I'm not stuck in my ways.
I feel like I see why guys are hesitant with certain girls because I even see certain girls and I'm like, you make it hard for us women to be taken seriously as like, you know, mothers versus baby mama or out here for the wrong thing. So I get that because I see it and I'm like, you guys are surrounded by it a lot. I just think it's up to you guys to kind of like vet those girls out. You know what I'm saying? Because it is, I see what you guys are saying.
No, it's up for you to just not date them. Dating already in 2025 is too risky. It's high stakes, a lot to lose on the man's side. You have to make the best decision possible. You can't afford to be dabbling with some chick who's been passed around the league or out here with athletes' kids, bro. You got to make the best move possible, and that's not the best move. I always tell you guys, you have to always think about what's my next best move, whether it be financially, career-wise, or dating-wise. Next best move. Not kinda next best move, subpar next best move. The next best move. And it's not that, bro. Not in 2025.
Surrounded by too. So I understand that part of it. But on the flip side, I just feel like the reason why I have stayed true to myself is because you got to make your private life happy and make sure that whoever's coming into yours and your child's world is adding something.
I agree.
So
is your because
tricky.
I agree with you. Your stance, Brittany, because I've listened to some of your like podcasts and talking to guys and whatever, and going back and forth with them, like, what is your stance on like past? Are you like, once you meet the person, past doesn't really matter? What is your thoughts on
Oh, this is gonna
I
be
feel like
interesting.
everything someone has encountered up into present day needed to happen. So whatever has taken place, whatever puzzle pieces these relationships have given you, I'm not going to judge anyone for it. If I don't want someone to judge me for my past, I cannot judge them. And I feel like, of course, I am always going to be very vocal about that group of people that I feel like, you know, if you have had public relationships or you've just lived a very public life like myself, I always found myself going to bat for and being that voice for that. Because, you know, for me, it's like I live my life out loud. Like, I mean, pretty much everything
Very loud, extremely loud, and you don't want to get attached to that, bro. That ain't the move.
I've done, you can Google and find it. So I feel
Exactly.
like you not wanting children, like with someone who already has a kid because you don't have children, is a very different energy than, oh, you dated this basketball player who took you seriously, who you thought was your end game, and like I wouldn't look at you as that. Like, to me, that's very egotistical. Again, your preference, you're allowed that, but I also think it's kind of like, okay,
I don't know,
like
I feel like it's honestly,
That's funny. I'm gonna let it keep going, bro. It's hilarious though.
it's it might be the way most men are wired versus how women are wired. Like, I feel like most women, and correct me if I'm wrong, y'all don't care as much about past as men, and I feel like that's because have a gift of being more forgiving, being more graceful, being more this, all these things, and men seem to like, dudes will get mad over some stuff that happened 5 years ago when you weren't even with them. Like, I don't know what that is in men. I feel like it's just a difference in like how we view a situation. Um,
It's biology, bro. It's just simple biology. Girls don't care as much because they're not looking for, you know, they're not looking for a guy who's chaste because that's just not their biology. They're looking for a guy who can provide. We are looking at women for their sexuality. We're trying to have kids with them. We want to know that they're loyal. We want to know that they are not going to, cheat on us and get pregnant by another guy. So we look for that. Them, they're looking for a guy who can provide. So sex or sexual, past is not something they really concern themselves with that much. So yeah, it's not that they're better people, more moral, because they might not care about sex, but they sure do care about money. So it doesn't make them more moral. It just makes them different.
I don't really know if it's necessarily like wrong, but it could very well be an ego thing, and
It's not. It's
that's
just
not
biology.
the right way to go about relationships. But at the end of the day, I feel like whatever your preference is, there's someone out there for everyone. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
I also feel like though that men collectively not only have like pretty low self-esteem for the most part, or their ego is astronomical. I feel like
Which is it, low self-esteem or big ego? Which is it, man?
men fixate a lot on someone's past because they feel that another man can permanently taint a woman. You don't have that power.
Yeah, you do.
You just don't. So it's like, again,
You don't think so? You don't think
a
that some
man
women
cannot
are
permanently
damaged?
taint me. It's just like,
Not
because
you, maybe you're very a strong, independent woman, but a lot of women are.
This nigga, bro. He called her a strong, independent woman. Even she's laughing, bro. That's hilarious. Yo, I gotta let this play out a little bit more. I want to see what they say, and then I gotta give my take on this, bro. This is hilarious. A man can't permanently taint a woman? Are you serious? That's hilarious. Oh, but let's keep going.
They've had relationships that have completely changed their personalities, the way they trust a man, the way they view men in general. I feel like you can be in a messed up relationship that can really mess you up.
right, but I think where I'm focusing on, because I think it's, I get what you're saying. You're saying that people can be jaded from whatever experiences they have. But I feel like when it comes to past and a man focusing on what happened 5 years ago or what man you slept with or what guy you were with, that is thinking when this man stuck his penis in her, she no longer has value. So that to me is where I challenge like that, because it's like, okay, well, who are y'all having sex with? We're the whores, but who are we all fucking? You know what I mean? So I think that's kind of.
We're the whore bakers. Yes, yes, indeed. Here's the reality. And here's the thing. She understands this very well. The problem with Brittany Renner right now is that she's hit that age. I looked it up earlier, and I believe she's 33 years old. You see, chicks like this, they spend their 20s hoeing around, sleeping around. Let's use Brittany Renner specifically. She put out a whole video of her in the car. We all know that's kind of how she blew up, talking about how easy it was to sleep with athletes and celebrities and how stupid these men are and how easy it is to get a baby off of them. Lo and behold, she gets a baby off of a basketball player. We're supposed to view that as a coincidence, though. She's been public, online, doing really stupid hoe behavior, saying wild stuff. Not too long ago, she was married, dressed up in the whole, Muslim, outfit, the gown, head to toe, covered up. I believe it was a month later, she's divorced. Chicks like this, I believe even, if I'm not mistaken, she also wrote a book talking about her sexual escapades over the past couple of years. So chicks like this, they live it up in their 20s. Throw caution to the wind. Let's have fun. Let's be wild and free. And I have no doubt that during those years, she's amassed more money every year. She's amassed more fame and notoriety. She's got access to more opportunities throughout the years. But at 33 years old, she might have all of that, but she has no respect. No respect. Nobody respects her. Nobody wants to be like her. Nobody wants to have her past. Nobody wants to be in her position. You know why? Because she has money, fame, status, but no man wants to get with her. She is literally the butt. She wants to say, "Oh, men can't tarnish a woman's reputation. You don't have that. You don't have that ability." Is that so? Because I'll tell you what, she is the butt of the joke. When men think about the type of woman they don't want to marry, this image in their head of the type of woman, she is on the list. In our generation, she's on the list of an example that would pop into your head of a chick of the prime example, the archetype of the chick you don't want to get with. She has become literally the image of the chick you don't want to take seriously. But this is what happens to these women. They spend all their 20s, and it was fine for men to not take them seriously in their 20s because they're living life, they're fun, they're young. But see, all that gets old after a while. After a while, you don't want to be the girl who's getting pumped and dumped by every other guy, who's on this guy's yacht and that guy and getting flown out here, and it's cool to be posted up with this celebrity and while he's smashing you for a while. But then you get to an age where it's you know what, that was old. I want to be taken seriously. I have a kid now. I'm tired of being out in these streets. And everybody's looking at you like, I can't do it. I'm sorry. Nah, I can't do it. I'm sorry. Or you come across her and you don't know her. Oh, man, she's a really attractive girl. I like her personality. Oh, what's her name? Brittany Renner? Look it up. Do some research on Google. Ooh. Damn, she was out here. I can't do it, man. And she has a kid. Nah, bro, I can't do it. And I don't feel bad for her because she's not a stupid girl. I mean, she's a stupid girl. She makes stupid decisions. But I'm talking about her, her level of IQ. She knows exactly what she's doing. It's not like she hoed it up in her 20s and then somehow woke up into her 30s and was like, oh my gosh, if only I knew my sexuality was attached to my level of purity, I wouldn't have done that. Bro, she knew, since more than likely went before she was even 18, that if she hoed around, men were going to have less respect for her. She knew, and she chose it. So how can I feel bad for her? She made a conscious decision to become that girl. You're tainted, bro. Yes, men have that power, but actually, you have that power because nobody forced you to sleep around. You did that knowingly. Men want to be able to ensure that the child is theirs when we get with a woman. And if she has a previous history of hoeing around town, how the hell do we know? We want to also know that she's going to be loyal to us while we're there investing all our resources into this chick. Men take a huge risk being committed to a chick. We're expecting sexual, fidelity, sexual loyalty. How do I know she's going to be loyal if she has a track record of jumping from guy to guy to guy? So yes, sweetheart, if you have that reputation, I'm sorry for you and all the other hoes out here who think they're going to slide, and be able to get respect later on in life. No, you're tainted, you're cooked. And I don't feel bad because they know what they're doing. These girls learn from middle school, high school. They hear what's going around. Like when they're in school, they hear about all the hoes when men talking about, oh, this chick got smashed by this. Oh, she got fucked by all the football team. They hear the stories and they know you don't want to be that girl or your reputation's cooked. But then they get out here in the real world and expect that the dynamic's going to be different. Man, let's get back to the video. I don't want to rant on for too long. I know that was quite the long rant, but let's get back to it, guys.
It's like, yes, we're aware of double standards. We all love them when it benefits us. But the truth of the matter is, it's like, if you meet somebody that makes sense, whether they have a kid, whether they've been with someone publicly that was in the league, it's like, why miss out on the potential love of your life just because some guy dated her and it didn't work out? They were meant to have a kid. They moved on. It's just like I said, but
that's probably the mature mindset.
No, it's not. That's the cuck mindset, bro. That's not the mature mindset. You can't move on when she has a kid with somebody else. They will never move on. Until that guy dies, she will be attached to him. And even after that guy dies, she'll still be attached to him. Look at Jada Pinkett Smith. Guy's long dead, still attached to him. Bro, cooked.
Oh, no, 100%. I wish I could think like that.
Off that too is like, it's like, why are we seen as like the baggage? Like,
because you are.
When it's like a blessing.
Mama, there's a baby daddy.
And also, right. And also, like, I really thought, and so did my ex, we thought we were endgame. And then Zoe came before that. So honestly, it showed me that actually you are not my end game.
Yeah. And
so it's like I had to learn in a different
I think it's the same ideology is the reason why men like some type of like purity in a woman, but women don't really like that in men. Like the girls that a lot of dudes go for is like someone who hasn't done everything in the book and like been around the world and seen everything there is to see and done everything. Like they like to bring like a new experience to a woman, and I feel like women are the opposite. They want a dude who has done his thing, can show him, put him on new things. I feel like it's the same ideology. I feel like men and women are wired different, but putting myself in y'all's shoes, the double standards would get irritating. The fact that we think that we can just have a crazy past and have a million bodies in our past.
A billion bodies. A million's generous.
No, because most dudes don't have a bunch of bodies. The average dude, I believe it was like 5 or 7 max for the average dude. And nowadays, that number's way lower. Most dudes, or a high percentage of dudes out here, are absolute virgins. That's what the data shows. So that number of 5 to 7 partners, I'm sure once the new study comes out, it's going to be a lot lower. It's probably going to be like 3 or 4 whenever the new study comes out on that. Because, dudes are not out here smashing like that. It's because they're getting passed around all the athletes, the celebrities. So they think, well, those men do have high body counts. But because they're getting passed around going from celebrity, ball player to ball player, they think that all men have high body counts. That's not the case.
But then we'll be tripping about if a girl we like has however many bodies. My question is, does that matter at all to you? Does past matter like at all?
That's hard because I feel like there's a part of me that's like, get it out of your system. I don't care what happened before me as long as it's not happening when I'm with you and after. Mm-hmm. But also, like, to some extent, because who are you exchanging energy with? Like,
God.
Those are real soul ties. That's a real thing.
Yeah.
When you talk about baggage, like, I believe in that. I believe that all these people that you've been with, you can bring that into the...
Bro, women come with soul tie baggage because they attach to the sex emotionally. Men don't really come with soul tie baggage, can they? Yes, but not really, because we detach from the sex. For us, it's just an act. It's just an act, just a physical thing. For them, it's an emotional thing. They attach their emotions to the act, which is as it should be. This is why they need to attach themselves with one man and stay with that man. But since feminism tells them to go sleep around, they're attaching themselves to a bunch of different men, and then you're getting the accumulation of that when you date her. 5, 10, 15, 20 dudes down the line. So it's not the same thing. It exists, but mostly with women because they're emotional and they view sex through an emotional lens. But listen, man, I don't want to make this video too long. I think that's about as much as I can tolerate from these 304s. Maybe I'll watch the rest of it and see if there's anything worth reacting to. But listen, guys, these chicks, they made their bed. They got a lie in it. It's not your job to take them seriously after they made their horrible decisions in life. If they're tainted due to their own poor choices, that's on them. That's on them. Do not look past it, or you will be the next PJ Washington arguing with your baby mama online. Don't do it. But that's all for today, guys. If you got value from the video, please go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. And until next time, guys, take it easy.